Yo. It's good, guys. How we doing? I decided to hop on. I'm not going to lie. This might upset you, but I probably won't trade the PM session. I gotcha. You clicked. You were expecting to get some trades. No, I'm not going to take anything. I wanted to come on, though, see what you guys are doing. I want to start doing PM session lives and just coming on, answering some questions, kind of talk markets with you guys, talk pretty much anything, honestly. But I do want to start doing some more YouTube lives later in the day after the morning, kind of review what the market ended up doing, what I ended up taking, anything that you guys ended up taking as well. But yeah, how we doing, guys? I'm new here. Where should I start? I have a whole ICT. Why am I blanking? I have a whole ICT playlist on YouTube, and I just finished recording an entire like 3-hour-long free course that I'm going to post to YouTube that's currently being edited of pretty much like everything that you could possibly need to know from like literally everything. It'll be like a 3-hour, 4-hour free course. Is YouTube live trading going to be a weekly thing? So I probably won't do them in the morning. Like I said, I'll probably come on like later in the PM session during the week, and you know, or Asia even maybe, and just kind of talk with you guys. Like my job is really to come on and like run you guys through any trades that I ended up taking throughout the day, answer any questions that you guys have, and just kind of like chill for an hour or two. And that's pretty much it. Did you guys take shorts today? Anybody that's in the Telegram, I called every move today. Even this turtle soup manipulation in the morning. If you guys are not in the free Telegram, I post morning breakdowns literally every single morning. Can SMTs form with fair value gaps? They can, but if I want to see an SMT and I want to have confidence within the SMT, I want to see a swing high. I need to see a swing high. What's the Telegram link? Let me get it. How do I get an invite link to this? There we go. Yeah, so every morning, if you guys do not know, I record a pre-market analysis, and I post every single morning my pre-market analysis, what trades I'm looking for the day. Basically run through every single morning what I'm looking for, and I post it in Telegram completely free. Justin, I've watched your weekly profile video. Is that a prediction for what the market is going to do in the week? Because PA is going to do whatever it wants, right? Well, you're basically recognizing the probable order flow and probable profile that can play out from looking at the first 3 to 4 days. Most of the time 3 days, right? Unless we have like midweek, you know, where it's the 4th day. So like if we were to look at price action right now and I was to say, what's the weekly profile? I really have no idea. Wednesday takes Tuesday low, so that is a possible sign that we could be bullish. But what I would need to be bullish for us to go higher is a 1-hour change in the state. So where we probably like put internal price action in, come back down, and then like strong break to the upside, and then I would be bullish the rest of the week. But like that would have to be put in first for me to be bullish the rest of the week. And honestly, to be honest, like I think that we can go lower. Like if we look at where we are right now in price action, we're obviously in this daily fair value gap. So we're going to lean more towards the bull side because we've had a big sell-off already to start the week, but we could end up putting in a sell model to the downside to go take this low. So if the market really wants to get feisty, which I would absolutely love for us to sell off as much as we can from all-time highs because it means way better and more opportunity. But we absolutely could possibly put in a sell model here where we end up breaking structure. If we continue to just place through this, I would possibly want to see the market, have something like this and see lower. Like that is an absolute possibility. It all depends on how we react from the daily fair value gap within the next day or two and the price action that gets put in out of this daily fair value gap. That's kind of really what it comes down to. So right now, I have no idea what we want to do the rest of the week. I want to see how today closes, see what the tomorrow morning looks like, and then we'll kind of have a better understanding of what we want to do from there. Did you trade today? I took one trade. So there was two things in which I was looking for today. I was looking for a short at open. Again, in the pre-market analysis, what I said is there was kind of two things that I could expect to see at open. Number one, market comes up, takes this internal high, and then this becomes the turtle soup to go to these recent lows. It just went super, super fast. Like the first 1 minute candle basically came up, took it, and then immediately displaced. So could I have taken an aggressive entry here? Absolutely. And I was going to, but again, the opportunity in the window of opportunity is like 10 seconds, if that, because what I was looking for to short was we came up, took this high. I want to see as much confirmation as I can when this candle comes in. And then right when we get below this like 30-second breaker, I was looking to take it and it just went so fast. And even if I got filled here, it still would have been good, right? But I was like, I'll wait. There's still a lot of room to the downside. Like I'll wait for an internal model. Didn't end up getting it until here. And then price actually kind of started to go all over the place. I ended up moving it to break even anyway. So I took one trade today and it was stopped at break even. So definitely should have been a larger day. I wish that I was a little bit more aggressive at open because of just how clear the initial bias was going into the morning. And I wish like that entry gave me a little bit more time. And I'm talking like 30 seconds because there's sometimes where in the day where it's so quick at open where you're like, whoa, like let me breathe first. Like let me understand what we're doing first. But sometimes it just leaves without you. And so you don't FOMO, you don't want to just jump in late. You kind of got to wait for another model to continue towards whatever the draw is. And the only really model that got put in to continue towards the draw was this. And it ended up playing out, right? If my stop was initially in place, it would have played out. But normally when we have this kind of move, I really don't want to hold through all this price action. And keep in mind, I only put on 4 contracts. So I was like in a quarter of my normal size that I would even trade. But I was like, I don't want to hold through this. It's really bad price action because we've already kind of sold off so much. And so I just ended up taking off a break even. And I'll come into the day tomorrow. So sometimes that happens. And kind of the way that I would like tell you guys is there's going to be some days where like your bias is going to be so clear and you're going to be so confident and yet you won't take a trade. And a lot of the times, like if you guys came into today and you didn't take a trade and you were super bearish and you're like upset about you not taking a trade because the market was so clear, there's 2 different ways that you can look at it, right? And this is the way that we should always be looking at it. The market is affirming my bias. It's giving me conviction, right? I'm not missing out on anything. And right, when we operate from scarcity and we're like, oh my gosh, the market was so clear. I can't believe I didn't take that trade. I'm so upset, right? That's us like giving power and operating to say, like, that's us basically saying that means there's not going to be any more opportunity, right? This was it. I missed it. I'm pissed. That's basically what you're saying, right? You're acting like a 4-year-old. Like I just took your toy away and you're a 4-year-old being like, no, give it back, right? So there's going to be plenty of opportunity. So on a day like this, use it to your advantage because you get to choose the way in which you want to look at it. If you're focused on making money, if you're focused on taking a bunch of trades, you're going to look at it and be pissed off that you didn't take a trade. When in reality, you use it to your advantage and you say, wow, everything in which I expected to do, the market did today. This is building me conviction. This is building, confidence within my model and recognizing the draw on liquidity. This is what I want to see, right? Justin, I have one question. If we are bearish on higher time frame like daily on 4 hour but bullish on 1 hour, what do you do? Wait for internal bearish model. If you're bullish on the 1 hour, then you're waiting for it to show bearish signs. So waiting for internal manipulation to the highs, right? Wait for a 15-minute high to get generated, 30-minute high to get generated, go up and take that high, look for the lack of displacement through that high, and then target whatever the opposing liquidity pool is on the bigger time frame. How does it feel when you made it? I don't think I'm anywhere near made it. That's the thing. Like that's the problem. Is like I don't think I'm anywhere near made it. I haven't made it until I have fucking at least $20 million in the bank. That's like made it. And that's still not like my goal is I want $100 million to retire. Why trade outside New York Open? I'm not trading. I just clickbaited you so you would join and get education. Justin's trading, live trading futures live. I'm going to pop in. Huh? I got you. You're here right now, aren't you? I reeled you in like a fucking fish. Do you hold crypto long term? I was just talking to Jesse about this. I don't. And it pisses me off because I want to, but I can't. I want to see Bitcoin retrace 30 to 40% within the next 6 to 12 months. So like this is my prediction for Bitcoin. I think we're going to have one more deep retracement before we go to 500,000 millions within the next couple years. So I have conviction in Bitcoin. I never ended up buying long-term Bitcoin. Now I have other assets. I have long-term stocks. I have long-term portfolios, but I don't have long-term crypto. And if we look at like where Bitcoin is, I would want to see like something like this on Bitcoin before like going to millions, basically. So I'm waiting for that. Like, and when that does, if Bitcoin retraces like 40%, I will put a shit ton of money into Bitcoin. Yeah, I would love to see like a year of Bitcoin where we basically do nothing and we retrace and just chop, and then year after that bull run. But I would really only hold like Bitcoin long term. I wouldn't hold really anything else. Do you prefer trading in New York PM or AM? It's not even a question AM. You should, again, like I said, I'm not trading PM. I'm just hopping on, having some good chats and answering some questions. But definitely AM. How do you deal with hesitation? Repetition. You hesitate because you haven't done it enough. And you're scared to lose, and you're scared to put on risk in a fast time. So you need to get comfortable, number one, just pressing the button. Just backtested my strategy with more than 900 trades. Should I do more, or what's the next step? Execution. You start executing it. What prop firm is the best? So I've just recently, like, and I'll be honest when I say this, I've always traded live accounts. So I've had so many people like, and I had a call with Tradeify and Apex, but I'm probably gonna start copy trading on the side. I feel like there's a lot of money to be made in props. But I feel like I'm not the right person to give a recommendation on a prop. I would say, like, from my experience, which is not crazy with props compared to other people, because I've always traded on the live. But I would say Apex is always going to be the cheapest. Now, Apex is not necessarily the best, though, because of their rules. I would say Tradeify is really good. And then I heard people talking about Lucid. Lucid is a new prop that's really nice that you can check out. Obviously, Top Step, too. But again, there's like so many options. It's like there's just little minute, little changes. How do you deal with taking off trades early? Well, you have to ask yourself why you're taking off trades early. Are you trading your P&L? That's probably what it is. Are you fear of getting stopped to break even? Do you want to secure profits? Are you actually trading the chart? Do you actually have a plan going into the trade? Because if you're taking it off early, you're telling me that you don't trust yourself. You don't trust the plan. So if you find yourself in a bad trade that you took and you know it's bad, yeah, you're going to take it off early because you didn't even know what you're fucking trading with. So you got to ask yourself, do I even have an edge? Do I know where the market's going? Do I have a plan? If that's the case, then you should more focus on following that plan when you take the trade and not trading your P&L. Trading why the actual chart shows you. What is TradePath? TradePath is a journaling software. So TradePath is, and I'll say this is my software company, and I'll give you a little insight as to what we're building. Within the next 2 months, and I'll tell you this right now, like, you guys are going to shit your pants when we, like, what we're building has never been done before. And it is something that I've always wanted to make. Compared to any other journaling platform, what we're building is going to exponentially increase the learning curve of profitability, of execution, of everything. And it's something I've been wanting to build for a while that we've been working on for a while. That comes out in the next 2 months. So the last year, we've been building the base application, which is the trading journal. Connect your broker. You can connect your all your prop firm accounts. Be able to have these are the brokers in which we support right now: CT Trader, Tradeovate, Ninja Trader, Top Step, TradeStation. And you'll be able to literally just seamlessly connect your broker, be able to see all your data, log, your trades, to be able to actually have a database, go be able to look back at the trades in which you're taking, and you have AI connected to it. So, like, for example, in our strategy section, these are all of my rules, how often I'm following them, have a calendar. I can get AI to basically break down insights for it. I can literally talk directly to AI and say, hey, give me a breakdown of my trading. And it'll be connected to my journal, connected to literally all of my data, everything I do right. It tells me where I'm most profitable, where I'm least profitable, what I need to stop doing, and stuff like that, pretty much. Where can I get a link to your Telegram group? It should be pasted at the top of the chat. So here we go. You've taken 58 total trades with 36,000 net profit, 48% win rate. Your futures trading is significantly stronger, 35% win rate with plus 39,000 than stocks, 33% win rate, minus 5,000. Your best days shows incredible potential. Wednesday performance, $24,000 demonstrates what's possible when you execute your edge properly. Winning and losing times. Your best trading hour is 23 UTC plus 25,000. Obviously, that's taken from one trade, showing ability to capitalize on high conviction overnight setups. However, you're consistently losing money during the first 5 minutes of New York Open, right? That's why it literally told me I lose money significantly first 5 minutes of Open. That's why also I didn't take the trade today as well. It was very quick. Added it as a rule. Good and bad patterns. When you wait for full confirmation, SMT, change in the state, proper stops. Your A-rated trades like September 19th plus 7,000 and June 2nd plus 4,000 show exceptional risk to reward execution. Your ability to identify high probability setups is proven. Bad. You consistently break your own rules. Trading no news Mondays, exceeding 2 trades limit, abandoning stops, warning zone, emotional state completely strong. The problem, your primary issue is emotional discipline overriding your proven edge. So what we're doing here is sometimes it takes data. So like we're consistently improving the bot to take the most accurate data. So for example, if you don't journal the stop loss, it's going to assume that you didn't have a stop loss. And like, that's what we want to make it. So the more that we use it and the more that users use it, we're able to make it more accurate. So not if somebody doesn't journal it or add their stop, it doesn't mean that it's like they're breaking their rules or not stop, don't have a stop in place. We want to make more accurate emotional recognition, which is also why we're building the product in which we're building. That'll come out in the next couple months. But yeah, this is basically a trade path. Way to journal your trades, have access to everything, get insights, know where you're falling short, and pretty much that. But if you guys want to use TradePath, I'll put a link in the in the chat for it, and you can check it out. And also at the top of the screen, use code TT25. You'll get 25% off. Are you hiring developers? Not currently, no. How should I start trading as a 14-year-old? Just start learning. Just start absorbing as much knowledge as possible. What do you think about trading in the zone? I'm not going to lie. I haven't read the whole book. I read like a quarter of the book. So I really couldn't tell you. But from what I read, it's good. When you post the 4-hour-long video, it's getting edited right now. So probably in the next week. Where's NQES right now? See, this is bearish. This is so bearish. Like going into the rest of the week, like I said, NQ's in the daily inefficiency, but this is so bearish. We have this big 4-hour breaker that just got put in on ES. I would want to see this 4-hour bearish for value gap open and we fucking sell off the rest of the week. Like if we can end up building overnight price action that's a little bit more bullish, I would want to see us go lower. I would want to see us go lower. So I would want to see something like this where we open up this 4-hour fair value gap in the overnight session and we do something like this. How deep did NQ retrace though? We don't have an SMT though. Actually, we do here, but I'd still want to see this hold bearish. We'll kind of see what happens in the overnight. No way you don't have a free course? Bro, it's being posted this week. Like I just said, I recorded a 3 to 4 hour entire free course. Like, it's actually really good. I'm very happy with it. It comes out next week. What broker do you use? I use a couple of different brokers, but my main account's on AMP futures. What are we waiting for this trade to be valid? Like this short idea, we need more time. That like this trade will not play out until tomorrow. We need to close this 4-hour gap. Know that this 4-hour doesn't even open until 6 o'clock. So market's got to close first. Then 6 o'clock overnight session Wednesday has to open. We then open this 4-hour. I'd want to see price rebalance. So like on a lower time frame, this is what I would want to see, right? What I would want to see is this: the market generate like internal liquidity, chop here in the overnight session, move higher at open tomorrow, and then sell off. This is what I want to see. So in the overnight session, we generate buy-side liquidity. We generate sell-side liquidity. We kind of sit here, which makes sense. Why? Because we've sold off so much today where we want to accumulate. And then we manipulate higher back into the breaker and the 4-hour fair value gap that gets opened in the overnight session, and then we go lower. I have not invested in IPOs, no. How would you know if SMT is valid or not? You ask yourself what the draw on liquidity is. An SMT is only going to play out if it actually makes sense with the logic of the market, right? Where's the market drawing to? If there's sell side liquidity and the bias is bearish, then it gives me more validation to expect an SMT to hold bearish if we end up taking highs, right? So for example, let's say this happens tomorrow and then we end up putting in an SMT like here, right? This gives me validation. Now, what validates that this SMT, number one, it's in favor of the draw on liquidity, and number two, we end up displacing, right? Those are the two things in which I'm looking for. Validation of the draw on liquidity and actual displacement lower. What should I do if I've lost my edge? Focus on rebuilding your confidence. Watching price action. Love your philosophy and the way that you read the chart. You taught me everything. Love you, man. Much love, brother. Do you live stream every day in the Discord? Yes. In the mentorship, I live trade every day. Are you trading right now? No, I'm just answering questions. I'm running through what I want to see the rest of the week. Any long-term stocks you're holding? Yes, I hold a lot of long-term stocks. Where do I start? Guys, I have hundreds of videos on my YouTube that I've made the last 2 years. Everything that you need to know is on YouTube. Start with liquidity. Go to again, I have a playlist on YouTube. Go to how to trade ICT. Start here. Keep going. How do you feel about trading gold during Asia session? Couldn't tell you. I don't trade gold. Any Scottsdale churches you recommend? My home church when I was living in Scottsdale was Pillar. Can you do these lives more often? Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to start doing lives in the PM session and just answering questions, kind of hopping on, running my thoughts through the market. Do you use CRT? If it adds to my existing bias, yes. Can you put a link to paid Discord? Yeah, I'll put a link in the... It should be in the bio of this live, but let me see. It should be here. Let me click this. Here. If you guys want to watch me, again, live trade every morning within our community, you can learn more from that link. Do you have a Telegram group? Yep. Telegram, again, like I said, too, is pinned to the top of the comments. Telegram group is completely free. I post morning breakdowns every day. ARK goes crazy, I swear. Dude, that's what I'm saying. The thing that sucks, though, with ARK is their Apple version versus their Windows version is, like, not developed at all. So, like, I trade on my PC being here. And it's not nearly as good as how much they've developed the Mac version than the Windows. When would you advise joining your Discord? Whenever you think that you actually want to put in work. Whenever you think that you want to make a change in your trading. Like, that's the best answer I could give you. I'm extremely confident in me and our community that we are going to make you a way, way, way better trader. You can look at all of our students and you can ask them those questions and they're going to say it. It all just comes down to, are you willing to actually make a change? How much money would you need to start trading? I get asked this question all the time. Okay. How much money would you need to start trading? Number one, I'm going to tell you the answer that you don't want to hear. Nothing. Because if you want to actually get paid, you have to learn. And you don't need money to learn necessarily. I have hundreds of videos completely free on my YouTube that you can go and start learning and start paper trading, right? It's like LeBron James didn't start making millions of dollars when he initially started playing basketball. He had to fuck up his free throws. He had to literally play like bum, and then he got better and better and better and then started getting paid. You can't just jump into trading and be like, Justin, how much money do I need to start making money? None. You need to start fucking learning is what you need to do. You need to start practicing. You need to start recognizing price action. You need to start consuming education. Then once you've done that, a couple $100. Pay for an eval, try to pass an eval, get a funded account. What's Arc? Arc is the browser that I use. If you're on Mac, I highly recommend Arc as a browser. You'll never go back to any other browser after using Arc. My man Justin, no more Top Step lives. You guys want to know some secrets about Top Step? Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I can say this. I mean, I can't say it's my fucking opinion. I don't care. I used to do Top Step lives, right? Where I would go on Top Step in Power Hour, keep in mind, right? And I would basically go on and talk about trading, talk about my trading, psychology. I just wanted to give value. Like, I just came on those lives to try to help people. I get a phone call, and he's like, we can't put you on Power Hour anymore. And you want to know why? Because I don't take trades in Power Hour. They didn't want me on unless I was taking trades on their live. They don't care about me giving value. They don't care about anything. They just want me for entertainment, to take a bunch of trades in Power Hour so that people in the chat will also take trades in Power Hour. Like, bro, I don't want to be a part of that. That's fucked. So I said, all right, bye. I have nothing against people at Top Step, by the way. They got a business to run, you know. They need entertainment. So that's why they get a bunch of random traders on their Top Step live who will just take a bunch of random trades because it's entertaining. They're not real traders. Yeah, I say Top Step is a good prop firm to use for sure. I just don't think that they're good people to learn from. Like you got to think about it this way. If I have a business that makes money on people failing, don't you think I should skew my education or the people in which I hire to maybe, you know, make them kind of care more about trying to make money and take a bunch of trades than like kind of do what they should be doing, you know? I mean, it's smart. Like, You're running an odds game. There's nothing different between a casino and a prop firm. A prop firm gives you the chance to make money. A casino gives you the chance to make money, but the odds are in their favor. They just want to give you the chance. They want to give you the sparkle, you know? Oh, you can make money. Put 10K into fucking funded accounts. And then pay for an activation fee. Do you have a Discord server? Yes, like I said, in the description, the top link, it says learn from me. And also the pinned message in the chat is to the free Telegram too. Justin, not interested in these longs, bud? Brother, what longs? What is you talking about? I ain't touching jack doo-doo right now. Do you have educational material that is not on YouTube or in your Discord? Yes. In the mentorship, there's a lot of education. 60 plus videos, A to Z course, everything that I know about trading. In our mentorship too, we have a woman named Sarah. She's one of my good friends. She's our psychologist. She's a professional psychologist, has a PhD in neuroscience, she paid off 200 grand of debt from trading. She's a beast. She has an entire psychology course within the group as well. Yo, Justin, I took the short at the turtle soup when the 1 minute change got put in. Was it too aggressive? No, bro. I think it was aggressive, but aggressive is not a bad thing. Like, that was a good entry, bro. Like, I didn't take it because it was too fast. So, like, the fact that you caught it was great, right? Everything that needed to be validated for a short this morning was there. We took the high, immediately sold off from it. Bigger time frame and a fair value gap. All this generated liquidity in favor of the external draw as well. Like, when we end up having this 15-minute change in the state, so, right, market overnight session, right? Before open, comes up, puts in a bearish SMT, closes below the series of down close candles. So going into open, I say, okay, I want to see the market go higher before going lower. Where can we go higher? Where's internal liquidity resting? Internal liquidity is resting here. We end up going to take it, immediately flip bearish. If you're able to catch that candle while it's flipping bearish before this low gets, if you're able to get a short entry before that low gets taken, you're a beast. Again, there's a difference between being aggressive and reckless, right? Aggressive is not a bad thing. Being reckless is a bad thing. Should I trade with a 20K live account or my funded account? Well, how experienced are you? Have you even proven consistency? Do you even have a confident edge? I can't answer that question until I know more about where you are. Define reckless: being overconfident, putting on too much size when you know you shouldn't, trading the idea and not the actual chart, right? That's a huge one. Trading the idea and not the actual truth of what the chart's showing you. There's many ways to be reckless. How long do I have to learn before starting to trade with real money? Until you're good. Until you can prove to yourself that you're consistent on a paper trade account. The time is different. The time is different for everybody. There is no one size fits all. You got a completely unique brain. You got a completely unique set of eyes. You see things differently. I don't know your background. I don't know if your mother, your mother was struggled to put food on the table. That impacts your trading, right? If like you grew up in a household where the value of money is significantly different than somebody else, like that's going to affect your learning curve as well. Like there's many things that go into it. And that's what like our job in the mentorship is, like, because Sarah is a professional in neuroscience, like we look at everybody and their background and like actually understand how your past, how your trauma, how everything affects your trading, how we can better, make you the best trader possible. Feel like last night rewatching your Psyche vids, being an observer really clicked for me. Let's go. Love to hear it. When do you take partials on a winning trade? Internal liquidity. Some sort of liquidity point. If you had 10K saved up, what would you do with it? Again, my answer is going to be different. Like right now, like me right now, if I just had 10K, like, well, number one, I do, but it's like, or what should you do? What's up, Justin? I met you in Wynwood a while back. Happy to see you live. Much love, bro. Wynwood. When? I'm trying to think. Who came up to me in Wynwood? In Miami? Where was it? At a Kratom bar, probably? I'm trying to think where it was. Oh, I do remember. That was when we were literally doing TradePath launch. That was when we were launching TradePath. Yeah. I remember you, yeah. Oh, yeah, about the New York event. Guys, if you're in New York, October 2nd, we are hosting a rooftop party open to any trader. So, like, you guys, if you guys want to meet me, if you guys want to come, free food, free drinks, we are hosting a rooftop party, me and some other traders in New York on October 2nd. I'll put the more information in the chat for you. Let me find the link. Yeah, pull up. We want to get as many people as possible. We want to fill the place out. So if you guys are in New York, October 2nd, pull up. Justin, worth switching over to futures from Forex? I mean, I think you can do both. I'll always say it's better. Futures are going to be better than Forex. But you don't need to like fully switch over. You can trade both. But I would start trading NQ and ES and see how it relates to future price or Forex price action and see which one you like better. And more consistent on, right? Like journal, collect data, and see what you're more successful trading. I typically trade one NQ contract for a 20K live account. Would you say that's too much? I have no idea. I don't know if you're trading on the 1 minute. I don't know if you're trading on the 5 minute. I don't know what your average stop length, right? It doesn't matter if you're trading one contract if my stop loss is 100 points, right? I have no idea. But I would just risk like 1 to 2% of the account on each trade. I mean, if you want to be aggressive, you can, right? I normally say if your account's like 10K or below, I'm totally fine with you putting on like 5% risk per trade. If you've cut it out. What's the best broker to use to trade NQ? I use AMP Futures, AMP. Justin, how do I scale up? I always face the fear of holding my positions till the end when I size up more than normally. How do I scale up? I always face the fear of holding my position till the end when I size up. I'm confused on the question. Like scale up your account size or like scale up as in a position? Like scaling in? I feel I'm break even right now. My execution is a little... How should I tweak my execution if that's the last piece holding me back? Could not tell you. I don't know what your problem... Again, if you say, Justin, I have an execution problem... That could mean so many different things. What I would say is journal. Like, again, the problem to all of your answers is journaling. If you don't know what the data actually shows you, if you're not able to go back and look at the trade you took last week, the last 3 days, why you're failing, how the heck do you expect to know what to improve? Like, you don't. Like, you telling me execution, that could be you taking trades too late, you not recognizing where the liquidity sweep is. That could be so many different problems. I can't tell you. I don't know you and your specific trading. If you were in the mentorship and I could like look at your journal and I could talk to you, then yeah, I could help you. But here I can't help. I can only give you advice, and then my advice is go journal and actually collect data. Could you explain the broker change from Tradeovate to TradeStation and now AMP? Do you want to know the real reason? It's literally just so that I could get their APIs. That's it. So I used to use Tradeovate, and keep in mind I still have an account with all of them, but they're not funded with a lot of capital. But it's just so that for us to get an API connection to connect it to TradePath, a lot of the times we have to fund an account, and then we'll be able to get an API key. So I would fund an account, put like 10K into it, trade with it for a little bit, just so we can get all the information that we need. We can test trades, upload CSVs, connect it to TradePath, test it, and then I don't use it anymore. Is this going to be uploaded on the channel? Yeah. I mean, it'll be under the lives section of it. If you want to get a funded account, also in the description, everything you need. There is there a funded account? Yeah, Apex here. You can click get funded with Apex in the description of the video for the live. How can I tell when a day is going to be low probability or bad price action? What happens in the overnight session, right? If we end up having a distribution move, right, the first thing that we need to understand is this. Market moves like this. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So recognize what phase the market is currently in. Are we in accumulation? Are we in manipulation? Are we in distribution, right? So if market opens and we're down here, what do I expect to see it open? I don't know, right? We just ended up completing this. I need to see more price action get built in, right? When we have like a 100-point move in the overnight session, 150, 200, a lot of the times you can expect to see lower probability. Another thing is looking at the economic calendar, right? If we have FOMC on Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday will most likely be lower efficiency. No News Monday will most likely always be no lower efficiency. But it all comes down to, is there an objective for the market to go to, right? Is there an objective? So like going in the morning, right? We have all this sell side liquidity down here. Why is this a confident draw? Because when we look at so far what the week has done, we have manipulation on Tuesday where we end up generating liquidity. SMT gets put in. We start selling off. All of these imbalances to the left of us get disrespected. Overnight session today, we generate sell side, reject it. We take a short to go lower, right? But like I only know to take a short based off of, number one, knowing that there's sell side liquidity here, and knowing, looking at internal price action, that we've had accumulation where we've generated all this liquidity already, and then I'm expecting to see distribution to the downside. So it all depends on what's the logic behind why the market can actually how does the economic calendar line up to it? And honestly, recognizing conditions just comes with time. Trading a lot, like coming into the market every single day, testing your ideas, looking at the economic calendar, journaling. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I would not have built a journaling software if I think that it's not extremely fucking beneficial. If you are not journaling, you are holding yourself back significantly. Like, most people would rather spend like $5,000 on blown funded accounts than spend like $45 on buying a journal to actually journal their trades. That's fucking crazy. You should be paying first for a journal, then funded accounts. You can actually track those funded accounts and journal the trades in which you're taking. With you marking out this 5-minute gap compared to the 1 hour or 15-minute, you refine down as we move higher into it. 5-minute gap. If I understand the question, yes. You want to go top down, right? So it's like when I look at going into today and I can say, okay, we're in a 15-minute fair value gap. how is price starting to react, right? We're starting to slow down, right? I want to see accumulation inside of an area in which I want to see rejection. Then I wait for displacement through a series of down close candles, right? Do we get it here? No. We go back higher. We go back higher here. SMT, then we close below. Then going into open, we see a move higher to sweep internal liquidity. What do you think this move is doing? This move at open is stopping out all of the initial short traders that moved their stop to this high and then continuing lower. Do you think we will go lower? I personally want to see us go lower, but I want to see us go higher first. So tomorrow, like I said, this is my prediction for what I want to see tomorrow. I want to see the market generate liquidity. I want to see a 4-hour fair value gap open up. We've closed below this 4-hour fair value gap, or sorry, not fair value gap. I mean, yeah, the fair value gap too, actually, to start the week. But this breaker, these last down close candles, we've closed below. I want to see this 4-hour fair value gap open up bearish, but again, it's not going to happen until 6 o'clock. So market's got to close. We got to get to Asia first. And then I want to see us generate liquidity internally. And then do something like this tomorrow where we consolidate a bit and then we have our next leg down. You enter on the reaction of liquidity sweep. What is TradePath? It's a journaling platform. TradePath. Use it to journal your trades, track all your data, everything. How is TradePath doing? How many people use it? Can't disclose that information, but I'm fairly happy. I think, again, I'll be completely honest. TradePath right now is nothing like what it's going to be in 2 months. Like, the amount of work that we've been doing is absolutely insane. And what we're building, like I said, I'll keep hyping it up. Everybody's going to be like, oh, he's just talking, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you're going to see what we built, what we're building in the next 2 months. It's going to change the way that you trade. It's going to change the way in which you journal and you learn and you improve. That's why we're working with a bunch of patent attorneys to patent it, because what we make will hurt a lot. And it's not going to hurt other companies, but there's going to be really no reason. Like, I personally don't think, and I have a lot of conviction when I say this, like, I personally don't think that other journaling softwares will be beneficial. That's not true. That's not necessarily true, but the majority of how the process is going to be pretty sick. And obviously the way that we're implementing AI. What do you think is the right first payout amount? Again, couldn't tell you. What's your situation? How much do you value $1,000? Like, do you need $1,000? Is $1,000 going to, like, change your situation right now? Is it like, go work to 2, 4, 5? I don't know. All depends on you, bro. That's the freedom of trading. You get to decide that. The benefit of going with TradePath over any other journaling software, couple things. Usability, UI. A lot of softwares that are about journaling will basically say, here's your data, figure it out. We're building systems. Again, I don't want to say this because I'm not going to give away our competition of what we're building. But I'll say this right now. within, like I said, within a month, 2 months, it's going to be that's going to be a very clear difference between us versus other. Should I blow my express and restart? Bro, no. Not blow your purposely blow. Did you trade at the daily fair value gap today? If so, what was the reaction you saw that allowed you to trade it? I didn't like this daily fair value gap. I haven't traded here. Just a theoretical, what would you need to see for you to become bullish? A 1 hour change. So if I go to the 1 hour on NQ and we end up doing something like this, like tomorrow, but again, we need a lot of time for me to put in price action. I need to see like this. I need to see us break through a high on the bigger time frame for me to be bullish that we want to get back to this high, possibly back to all time. But like I said, I'm definitely leaning more bearish based off of where ES is. Oh, crash it? I'm buying yearly trade path once again. Know what you think? Again, like guys, my job is to make it. Tell me what you don't like. We have the trade path that the team's always constantly looking at. Updates every month. Trust seek and destroy, not if it is again. I don't use seek and destroy as like a bias. I use seek and destroy as confirmation for an already existing, like an SMT. Can you import data from TradeZella to TradePath? No, TradeZella won't let you do it. And like, why should they? It's if I'm a company, why would I let my users import their data to import to it? But yeah, fortunately, no. But you can connect your broker, but you can't transfer all of your notes. Hmm. Got TradePath. How can I edit the layout? So right now, all of the widgets are being tested. So I'll give you guys like a sneak peek. So within the next 3 days or so, we've been working on full customization of like the entire dashboard with custom stuff that we've been building as well. Let me show you. So within the next 3 days, you'll be able to fully customize the dashboard with a bunch of different widgets. So advanced calendar, you'll be able to add this. This is something that we built for optimal trade window. So like on the x-axis, you'll have a bunch of your, all the trades that you've taken. This line will be your win rate. So how your win rate changes throughout the time of day. This will be your optimal trade window. During that optimal trade window, here will be your average profit loss, and then your average win rate also during that trade window. This is a widget that we built that's connected to the strategy page. So you'll be able to drop down like each individual strategy that you have. You'll be able to see your total P&L, total rule adherence. Here's a heat map of all of the rules in which you follow for every day of the month, each individual rule and its rule adherence. Score, total win loss. We'll have small widgets that you can add to the top. Pretty much everything, individual, trades, rules, stuff like that. So this will be added. That'll be updated within the next couple of days. Why you live right now? Because I want to be. Because I want to hop on. I'm not trading in the PM session, though. So, like I said, I put live trading in the title to fish you like a fish. I baited you, hooked you. You open your mouth, like put a piece of cheese in it, and I said, reeled your ass in here. So you'd get in chat and be like, Justin, why are you live? And then I get to be here saying, like, I'm not trading, actually. Fooled your ass. At least he doesn't lie to you, bro. I'll always be real with you. Even if you don't want to hear it, I'll be straight up. Would you ever transition to swing trading? Why would I transition? I would just add it on top of what I'm doing. And I already kind of do swing trading, but not like swings as I don't like swing trade. Like if I'm swinging something, it's overnight. Like it's not for like a couple days or weeks. I mean, I guess it's sometimes I do, but rarely. And a lot of the times I'll use a different instrument. Like I won't swing futures. I'll swing like options or depending on whatever the asset is. Do you have any advice for overly passive traders in break-even phase? Overly passive as in like not taking a lot of trades? Overly passive? Or like failing to execute? Like you see a setup and you don't have, you're getting scared, you're hesitating. Have you tried using Bookmap and doesn't help you? I tried using Bookmap like years ago and I did not like it because it overcomplicated my strategy. It's another thing that, again, when you think about trading is all edge based, right? My edge is based off of something that is giving me a statistical advantage within the market. When I add something like Bookmap that adds another factor into what I'm looking for. So like, let's say there's a perfect setup in front of my face, but then Bookmap is telling me something else, right? That's going to cause hesitation. It's going to ruin my overall longevity within my strategy, my conviction. It's just not worth it. You don't need to overcomplicate it. I do got to hop off in like 8 minutes, guys. I got a call that I got to take. What kind of keyboard do you use? I built this keyboard. I'll show you. I built this. It's a keyboard from Mode. So I basically bought like the plates for it the keycaps, the switches, and just like the base plate for it. It's very heavy, but like it's so nice. I love this keyboard. But yeah. Got any advice on like how to not get scared on trading, on taking trades? Repetition, right? When you first get on a bike, it's scary, right? You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Repetition is a lot of the time the answer, and journaling, where you need to be able to take it, and also paper trading, right? Like the reason why you're scared is either because there's risk on the table. And if you find yourself still being scared, even when on a paper trade account, then that's actual you being scared. And what you need to focus on is just pressing the button. Like you seeing something and just pressing a button. Like you're overvaluing the environment you're in. You're thinking that it's special. You're giving the market too much power over you. You need to be in control to be able to press a button. It's pixels on a screen. Dumb it down. Trading should be like drinking a glass of water, right? There should be nothing special about trading. And the problem is I personally believe this might not be the right word, but I always say like the trading community has over sexualized trading is what I say. And what I mean by that is like people come into the day, house music bumping, guys, you guys ready to take some longs, some shorts today? We're gonna make some money. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're giving value to an environment to then cause you to be more emotional, because it's like you're getting hyped up for a fucking football game. Like you're about to jump in the first play, like, oh, coin flip, all right, it's game time. Like, what do you mean it's game time? Like, it should not be that, because then you're adding extra stress and anxiety onto you, which you shouldn't be. You need to be able to be an observer, to notice the market for what it is, not feeling like you're being watched, not feeling like, you got to perform in the game. Just trade. Look at the market. What does it show you? Have any advice for overly passive traders? Because I struggle with being aggressive when I need to. Practice just pressing the button. Like I said, taking good trades and just pressing the button. Get on a paper account and just practice pressing a button. When you have an idea, take the trade. Don't care. Again, there's no fault. There's no outcome, right? You're not winning or you're losing. But like what the scary matter is like most of the time you're more scared to be wrong. Like there's no money on the line, but like you're just scared to be wrong because you're afraid it's going to hurt your conviction. It's going to hurt your edge. Like you're giving it so much power over you. You're not focused on learning. You're so attached to the outcome of being right or wrong. Just practice pressing a button. Literally make it so simple. Like imagine, like you're just press a button. What up, Wilson? What's the best question you should be asking yourself in your journal? What was my bias going into the day? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? And what am I learning from today that I'm taking into the rest of the week? I'll say that again. What was my bias? What was my reasoning for taking the trade? What was my rights? What was my wrongs? And what am I using and learning from today that I'm taking into the rest of the week? Sticker on the bottle. Lake Louise, Canada, I think. I went there when I was like 14? I don't know. Which change in the state to trust, Justin? Can you make a video on it? What change in the state to trust? Change in the state all comes down to the logic behind it, right? Like, if I'm expecting a change in the state to the downside, then that must tell me the market should not go higher. What needs to tell me the market should not go higher? There's got to be a reason for the market to go lower, right? So if I'm looking for a change in the state, and let's say the market does, you know, this. Change in the state to the downside. Well, what's the context, right? If the context is this, then we could, you know, do something like this, generate, and then have a change, right? Where it's like, zoom out, there's an imbalance here. We haven't had bigger time frame. There's a fair value gap here. We're not in OTE of the range, right? Like, there's so many other things. So what I would focus on is to validate a change in the state of delivery. Number one, you have to have actual draw on liquidity. Like, let's say we generate sell-side liquidity. We then have manipulation here, then have a change, right? Where, let's say, also, we're in a bearish inefficiency. We have all of this sell-side liquidity now below us. Maybe even buy-side liquidity got taken, where we look for internal manipulation and then a strong displacement move below whatever the change is, right? That is when I want to have confidence, right? So, like, would I be looking to have a change like here? No, because there's buy-side resting above, right? So, like, let's say the market came down and did this. Oh, my God, I shorted. And then what happens is you end up getting souped, where market takes the low, turtle soup to go take buy-side. Then buy-side gets taken. Then maybe you try to take this break, but there's no internal manipulation. Then we have internal manipulation. Then we actually end up breaking towards a low. Then you look for a short. But there needs to be context. The only way a change is going to be validated is if there is reason for the market to go lower or the market to go higher, which is there resting liquidity? Is it in favor of the draw on liquidity? And again, that's why I say go back and watch my draw on liquidity video on YouTube. All right, guys, I do have to hop off. I have a call I got to take. Again, like I said, wanted to hop on. I'll start doing these a little bit more in the PM session and just hopping on live, answering some questions, running you guys through what I want to see in the market. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see what the rest of the market brings tomorrow. Again, I want to see what happens in the overnight session. I have no super strong bias yet. I would be leaning more bearish, but it all depends on how today closes, and it depends on what tomorrow morning looks like. So enjoy your day. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, guys.